really, truly hope that someone can take something away from this experience, that another creator can take away from this.
Context is absolute king. Because what's really going on here, yes, he's uncomfortable. He touches his nose because he's uncomfortable, and why he does that, he said, you know, if I can help one creator, if creators can learn from me, what he's really thinking about...
Fill the room with the juice, that's a lot of loot, that bit fire, yeah, she kinda cute.
Don't need any more nigger big shots.
Welcome back to my channel. Now in today's video, it is very, very exciting. I just saw this video drop. Now I know a couple of you guys were saying that I should watch Observed. I didn't watch Observed, and I haven't seen any at all because I was actually waiting for Believing Bruce to drop this video because I love Believing Bruce. He's even messaged me on Instagram, so like I have a tie to him. So you guys, he has dropped the video about Dobirk. So we're about to hop in this nothing else to say. I got my juice, go get a snack, whatever have you. This is about 19 minutes long, so this may take a little bit longer than expected, but I am thoroughly ready for him to analyze this. Okay, so let's hop in here. So
in a fair and balanced way, is David Dobrik being authentic?
This week's been pretty hectic.
Is David Dobrik telling the truth?
People that were still really hurt by what I...
And is David Dobrik really is the key here? Sorry for what's gone on.
Is he?
Another creator.
Uh-oh!
So in this body language video, the non-verbal
Let us know.
communication that we're looking from David Dobrik, I've had loads of messages. Believer in Bruce, need to have a look at. Now, to be fair, okay, I know I'm not that great with my knowledge of YouTubers, and I've never heard of this guy before. And also, when I started receiving all the messages coming through, you know, you need to have a look at him, and this is what. So the less information that I have about something, the less context I've got. That allows me to just go straight in, look at the video, and then start doing my analysis of it there.
Exactly.
I don't want my biases to run wild. I don't want that internal narrative to sort of push me one way or the other.
Yeah.
I don't want to be led by people who are, you know, searching for views. That's not what we do here on the Believer.
It so ain't.
It's all about bringing the authenticity.
Yes.
Bringing the truth as much as
very
we
true.
can.
Yeah, he does.
On one bit of data that we will analyze together. And I will show you my thoughts, my feelings, what I think about David Dobrik's second video here. Okay, I couldn't find the first one. Tell us a little bit about below. Put the link in there.
He couldn't find the first.
To do an analysis of
because it's on views.
It's
on the smaller channel.
It makes references to the first one, which
I'm gonna link it
in a second. But I want to get straight into it here because there is a lot of energy around a very sensitive topic here that David Dobrik finds himself entwined with, or is actually at the center of. People have been hurt, they've been wounded.
Right.
All those type of emotional things that can happen in this type of situation. Those are the basics of what I know. Very, you know, I actually know no more.
I can only imagine.
But let's go, because the first thing that I want to give you, the first bit of non-verbal communication here, is the label that David uses of how he explains how the past day or few days have been. And he uses the word hectic, okay? The past few days have...
Yo. So it says hashtag David Dobrik, hashtag vlog squad, but he spelled squad wrong, and it is hilarious. It's like something my mom would do, you know what I mean?
Hectic. He's given some reason why it's at 1:30 in the morning. And what I want you to do, remember the T-junction, at that point where you are talking to somebody. Remember, you can use this for yourself. You can use this for anybody. Making sure that nobody can lie to you in the future. Well, maybe he's enhancing the way that you lie as well. Hey, whatever you want to use it for, that is your option. All you got to use the word hectic, okay? And what I would like to do is, at the precise moment, that T-junction, what is the person saying, or what question is being asked? What thought are they having? And what is their body doing? We give it a maximum of 2 seconds. You'll see the hectic where he's got those eye blinks, those blockers, those emotional from the hippocampus part of the brain. And that's where the emotion memory sits. We're bringing it forward to the prefrontal cortex. We're talking about that. Because of that translation of information, that's why we see the eye blocks going on here. But also, you can tell that he's feeling it because of the lick of the lips. There we've got that behavioural cluster that is locked in. So he's got those eye blocks going on. He knows what he's going to talk about. You know, this is, to be fair, this is the purpose of the video. But you also get that behavioural cluster, what we lock in there with the lick lock. That is the amygdala, that is the hippocampus, that is the limbic system firing. He is feeling threatened at that particular point. And this is the question that I've got. Is he feeling sorry for himself? Or is he feeling sorry for the victims? Or is it, is it both? We generally can't tell. But he's definitely feeling threatened. He's definitely feeling vulnerable. We get the eye blocks here and then the lick of the lips.
Doesn't sound that crazy to be by yourself at 1:45 in the morning, but this week's been pretty hectic.
Wow.
Also with this one, now you can't really
Gotta
see
slow
when he's
that
leaning
down.
forward. So anytime you lean forward where you make your body mass reduced, you are feeling vulnerable. It's like I wanted to create that little space where nobody can see me. Okay, that's what we see with that lean forward. And also the way his shoulders are and his arms coming across, it would indicate he's almost giving himself a self-soothe. He might even be cuddling himself. Okay, by that indication where you just see that glimpse of the arm coming up here. So again, another sign of vulnerability. But you also see that his eyes are searching, okay? So when we see, again, if you follow neuro-linguistic programming, some people are led to believe that everybody looks here and they think this, and everybody looks there and they think that, or if you look here, you're going to think this, and it's not quite accurate. But for sure, every person has got specific points of observation that their eyes will go to recollect certain memories, or if they're not there, to make something up. And what we see here is a general search. He's obviously planned what he's going to say to some extent, but then when you see him searching as well, now this to me, again, in the context, this allows for some type of, okay, he is being authentic here. He's not darting. The eyes aren't darting. They are searching. He's really probing himself here for what he wants to say. And actually, that comes out further in the videos. Like, I made a hash of the last one. This one, I just wanted to, get it all out there. I probably wish there was parts that I said better or I included. And again, so that backs up what he's doing now to what he said later on in the video, because you'll see his eyes start searching. I'm searching for what I'm going to say. I don't know what's really happening yet. I want to make sure that I get it all out there, but I don't know. Have a look. Biology doesn't lie.
And there have been a lot of people around telling me what to do, giving me advice, trying to help me, most importantly.
And for this one here, when he's talking about his last video, you'll see it's what we call the lean. He's actually leaning away from the camera. He's leaning away from the viewer. What he's really leaning away from is the situation that's occurred. Maybe it's his responsibility within that. Not only does it lean, he sort of turns his face away from that as well. Okay, so again, what we're picking up here is an authentic sign of vulnerability. Whether it's for him or whether it's for the victims or the people who've been involved in this, we don't know just yet, okay? But there is a sign of vulnerability. He doesn't want it. He's feeling it, is my point. He is feeling what he is trying to offer on this video. Whether you like it or not, that's what he's feeling. That is the truth from that non-verbal communication there. It's making him feel uncomfortable, so at least he's feeling something, rather than just giving some of those apologies what we've seen in the past where people just don't move. There is nothing there. It's almost a robotic. Like this guy is definitely feeling it. And also then we see the tortoise effect. The little shrug at the end. Again, that's the tortoise way of trying to protect our throat area. Right? But coming down, he's feeling like he's been caught out. He's feeling like he is in the wrong. If he didn't feel like that, we wouldn't get this particular movement here. And again, with the tortoise effect, we are trying to protect the neck, but what we're also doing is we're making ourselves small again.
He did that in the first video, and I called it out like he was doing this.
Small. Take a look. Biology.
I literally said it.
I've put myself in a lot of situations where I needed to apologize for my past actions, and I've never done this correctly, and I've never done this respectfully. And my last video is a testament to that. It's a testament to that. It's a testament to that. It's a testament to that.
This is the only bit where I'm a little bit confused. It has the same effect on Meghan Markle, okay? Did you see the Meghan Markle Oprah interview? Let me know below. If you haven't, I've got a video on my YouTube channel. You can go and check that out. But there's a thing where Meghan Markle says, when I met Prince Harry, I didn't Google him, I didn't Google the royal family. Now, okay, there is a chance that may be true. Because it plays havoc with our heuristics, because we look at someone like that, who is marrying into the most famous family in the world, one could offer, and you haven't Googled it, it just sounds like BS, okay? Whether it is or not, doesn't matter, it sounds like BS, and if we think it's BS, then that is the feeling, that is the meaning that we lock onto something. So Meghan says that she didn't Google Prince Harry, she didn't Google the royal family, nothing at all. Including me, okay, including me. I've got a head, I've got a heart. I thought that doesn't sound right because that's not something my psychological expectations, my balance would expect to be present in that situation. And what we've got here is when David says, when he was producing videos, he didn't realise the power dynamic was there. He didn't realise that people just wanted to be with him or they were scared to speak up because it might have, impacted their friendship. Now, to me, that's BS, okay? That is one thing that really screams out to me here.
Of course he knows.
If he looks back on that, he would have actually, yes, that probably didn't, or I didn't phrase that correctly. Of course he knew people wanted to be in the video. Of course he knew he was the person. He's got 18 million subscribers. So for him to say this, at that point there, and that point there alone, my spidey senses were like, that doesn't sound correct. You knew you were the person in charge. You knew that belonged to you.
Exactly.
So for him to see he wasn't aware of that, that was a sort of cross. It was a computer says no for me. But listen to it.
Wrong.
I was completely disconnected from the fact that when people were invited to film videos with us, especially videos that relied on shock for views or whatever it was, that I was creating an unfair power dynamic. I did not know this before.
And in this one, this is where we're seeing Ivan, and then also the lip lick as well, because he's talking about his friend Dom or his ex-friend Dom. I didn't know what Dom was doing. I couldn't believe he would do that. And as he's talking about it, you see the eye blocks, okay? And again, because it's in that quick succession, he is feeling it. He is recollecting the memories. Maybe it's that conversation that he was having with his friend at the time. Maybe it's conversations he's had in the past about that particular event. But again, because we can lock in that behavioural cluster, he does see it as negative, and he is fearful for it. He is uncomfortable for it, because that is that limbic system kicking in, which is why at that particular time we see the lip lick.
In those certain situations, and I didn't believe you. And not only did I not believe you, but I made a joke.
You didn't care.
Made a joke of
Now here what we've got is where he gets emotional when David is explaining about the feelings or the impact that he has had or the situation has had on the people who have been hurt, either in or during the fallout of this. And this is where, you could say, is he acting, is he not? Because we could all get emotional, okay, that is authentic, that is fair, and that is balanced. But for me, it's the quickness that comes on that would, if I had to guess, would say actually it is authentic. He's talking about it. Okay, bringing it back from the neocortex, the prefrontal cortex, the hippocampus is like screaming, remember what happened here? And that's when you start talking about it. You see the eyes glaze over. Okay, the eyes glaze over. Then in quite a short period of time after that, you could almost see the lips start to tighten. And then bang, what we've got is that glob of sensation. Now, you have felt this before. Think of it now. Have you lost someone that you loved? A parent, a sibling, a partner, whoever it may be. When you try and talk about it, okay, my father died years ago, but when I come to talk about it, boom, that hippocampus brings it back, all those emotions. Okay, it's the memory. So the memory elicits those emotions, okay? It almost could feel like I was at that funeral right now, although it was 10 plus years ago.
Right.
But that's the power of emotional memory, okay? So when David is talking about it, you see the eyes glaze over. You see the lips start to tremble just a little bit. It sort of goes tight. But then you hear the glob of sensation and that pitch, that inflection, that tightness around the throat, which we all recognize when we're trying to talk and we're really upset, that lump in the throat about someone we love. This is what we are seeing here. You can't deny that, okay? You cannot deny that. Whether you like David Dobirk, whether you don't like David Dobirk. He is feeling in the moment. He is being authentic here.
With these women. I'm not talking publicly, I'm saying even privately. I didn't reach out to any of these people. And that breaks my heart knowing that I was doing all this stuff and I was making all this content while there was people that were still really hurt by what I made.
Remember, if you are interested in body language, performance, psychology, anything to do with the head and the heart, to be a better version of you, to control your own mind, head across to believeandbruce.com.
Period.
After the video, I get asked lots of times, Bruce, can you give us a hand?
Free resources.
What about that? Have you got any resources? So I've created believeandbruce.com. Just sign up for the newsletter. I will give on a bi-weekly basis loads of simple little hints and tips that you can use to control your own mind, but also about body language and performance psychology as well. And here what we have is when David is talking about coming off social media. Now, it may be symbolic, okay? It may be symbolic. But what I like about this is the point when he talks about that he needs certain gaps, he needs certain things or stages in place or the infrastructure in place. He points to HR. He points to the checks and the stages. So the fact that he's pointing to it, he is thinking about, he is seeing them things in place. So whilst people could say, oh, it's a knee-jerk reaction, it's symbolic, it's look at me, I'm reducing my social media activity. The words that he's saying and the body language is actually lining up that he wants to do something positive. He wants to, change.
He wants to come back from this.
And we get
and figure out what he needs to get.
Directions. I think he's been authentic that he does want to implement the changes that he's talking about.
Yeah.
From all the social
he ain't gonna stop
because I realize
David is not going anywhere. He's going to come back
when I make any kind of content, and I want to be able to have a place of checks and balances. I want to have HR, and I want to be able.
Even when he gets fidgety, okay, he starts getting fidgety, just a little bit above his emotional baseline. When he's talking that he's going to make himself available to people who have been hurt privately during this situation. And again, what for me is that when he's talking about it, the hippocampus, the eye blocks coming in, he is either imagining things that have occurred in the past or that will occur in the future, but it's making him feel uncomfortable. But the fact that he's talking about it, it's saying, look, I need to reach out, I need to make amends. I like that because he's actually trying to be vulnerable. It takes some courage to be vulnerable.
He does.
But as he's talking about it, you can see the eye blocks coming down. It's either, it's what happened in the past, those events where he was present, that's making him feel uncomfortable. Or the fact that it's going to be uncomfortable for him dealing and trying to heal those wounds in the future. But the fact is he's feeling uncomfortable. So rather than being robotic, arrogant, etc., he's definitely feeling those words that he's talking about.
To that, and I'm sorry for everybody that I hurt. I also want to add that I'm making myself available to anyone that wants to reach out that I've hurt in the past. I want to be able to hear and understand from yourselves, and I'll be reaching out on my own to some people.
And then we've got the finale here, the Pinocchio moment, okay, where he touches his nose. Remember the T-junction. What was he saying? And then up to a maximum of 2 seconds after that, what is going on? And this is where we get the Pinocchio moment, okay? Remember, context is king. So what David is saying, if I can help one creator and he see his his finger touches his nose there, that's the Pinocchio moment. Now, in some context, we can say, oh, they're lying here. They're lying. But the words what David is offering now doesn't add up to a lie, and I'll explain why, okay? Because context is king. Context is absolute king. Because what's really going on here, yes, he's uncomfortable. He touches his nose because he's uncomfortable, and why he does that, he said, if I can help one creator, if creators can learn from me, what he's really thinking about is him. Is him as the creator. He wishes somebody had told him. He wishes he hadn't done it. He wishes he had been better in that particular moment.
I bet.
But as he's talking about this, all the memories coming to the prefrontal cortex, the hippocampus is that conduit. It's screaming emotion at him. And as he's talking about it, he's really thinking about himself. And there's that little self-soothe, that little bit of uncomfortableness. He's not, if he can't help the creator, brilliant. But what I do believe he's thinking is that, God, I wish I'd been able to help myself.
Talk and ramble, and I really, truly hope that someone can take something away from this experience, that another creator can take away from this. And I know it feels, because I know how crazy it felt to me.
So from a fair and balanced perspective, do I believe that he is sorry? I would say from the body language observations that I have assessed, is that I would have to say, yes, he is sorry. Yes, he is hurt. Yes, he is vulnerable. The question is he sorry for himself?
Right.
Or is he sorry for the victim?
He's sorry for himself. I'm so sorry.
And again, I'm a big believer in actually admitting the truth, being authentic and saying, we don't know. Okay, we don't know. Unless I was to get in front of David and do a Q&A, David, if you're up for it, believe in Bruce a ring, we could really get into the depths there. But what we do know is that he is sorry for something. But let's give him the benefit of the doubt. Actions speak louder than words, David. Okay, actions speak louder than words. Let's see.
That's what he said in the
future.
first video. Oh,
let's see how you support and mend.
I wish he saw the first
if they
video.
want to, with the people who've been hurt and dragged through this situation. Actions speak louder than words, and I'm quite happy to sit back and assess you on what you do in the future. Remember, please support the channel, subscribe.
Believe it, bro.
More
I can't. How did I miss this?
Psychology. Subscribe below. Give us if I missed
I don't know how I missed that.
What I'm really interested in is tell us about what's going on now that I've done the video.
Child.
Give me your angle. What's gone on? Who's involved?
I got
you. Do you want me to do?
I said I got
Do
you.
you want me to do the assessment of the first video? If that's something
Yes,
you're interested in,
you
let
need
me
to
know.
do the first video.
Like
I'm gonna
approach
literally
me for
link it
further
below.
Information or to give me video ideas. Believe in Bruce
Always.
360 on Instagram. That's
Always.
Believe in Bruce 360 on Instagram. Believe in Bruce on Twitter. And again, remember the free resources. BelieveInBruce.com. If you want to help your head, if you want to control your thoughts and feelings to be a better version of you, to find out more about performance psychology, to find out more about body language, head across to BelieveInBruce.com. But more important than any of this,
Pinocchio.
please remember to be kind to yourselves and each other.
And each other. Bye, darling. It was so nice seeing you. It's been a while, hasn't it? How did I miss the Pinocchio? I saw this thing. I never noticed the blinking because for me, it's just like, I just be blinking, so I don't be thinking about like it blocking out things or me trying to hide something, you know what I mean? But how did I miss the Pinocchio part? How did I miss the Pinocchio part? Dang! See, for me, I just think, oh, I'm messing with my nose ring or I'm fixing my nose ring, but obviously somebody who has no nose ring like David Dobirk, yes, sir. Why did he touch his nose right there? I don't think he cares about other creators. I have never seen David try to help other creators, and I'm not talking about his blog squad. I'm talking about like somebody just completely outside of like all of it. Like, let's just say he just came across somebody in his little vlogs and they were like, oh, you know, I just started a YouTube channel. Like, I've never seen David really try to like help people like in that way. So I'm not really, I don't know. Plus, like, I just, you know what? Let's hop into the next video because we're going to be filming all day today and we have a lot of things to look at. So I'm going to end the video here. If you're brand new here and you made it all the way to the end, I would like to say thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in my next video. Love you so much. Bye.